I hope you enjoy. This is Yesai's fifth sonata, first movement. Yesai's fifth sonata is written for the violinist Matthew Crickboom. And Matthew Crickboom was one of Yesai's most celebrated disciples. All of the Yesai sonatas were written to specific violinists. So perhaps you could say this one was written in a more pedagogical manner. I don't know, that's totally up to interpretation. But it's named L'aurore, which means awakening and dawn. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed that. That was Isai's fiery morning. Starts out nice and soft, but it finishes quite a different story. And next piece that I'm going to be presenting to you is very exciting. It's with this man right here.
Hello.
Called Philip Nelson. He's an amazing bass player. And when this quarantine started, we were very eager to do some kind of chamber music that perhaps wasn't in our normal sphere of chamber music. The violin and bass repertoire is quite limited. So one day we snatched one of my mom's Well-Tempered Clavier books and just started going through them. And we realized it was a lot of fun. And when Natasha and Rachel came to me about this idea, I thought, well, why not? Why not try out one of these exciting new pieces? Well, they're not so new. They're pieces of Bach, but new transcriptions of them for all of you guys. So we are presenting to you the Prelude from Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier in E minor, Book 1. So originally in the ESU concert at Dartmouth House, I was going to be playing some Telemann fantasies. But I thought since we decided to do this well-tempered clavier that I would instead pair it with a slow movement from one of the Bach's sonatas and partitas. Just to give you a little personal background, I think that most violinists out there have a very individual attitude and connection with these Bach sonatas and partitas, as they are arguably one of the most well-known catalogues of violin music out there. And for myself, until about a few years ago, I found Bach the kind of music that I would love to listen to and hate to play. I really struggle to feel comfortable in Bach. And then a few years ago, I played in a concert with singers, an entire concert of B minor in Bach. And it really changed my attitude to Bach, playing with singers and really feeling Bach differently and understanding how I could breathe through Bach's music. So this is from the B minor partita as well. B minor was the key of patience, of calm awaiting of one's fate. That's what they used to think in the Baroque times. And as sad as that all sounds, I feel like this movement is a wonderful depiction of those emotions. I hope you enjoy it. And now for the next piece, it was meant to be Penderecki's duo concertant, and due to the fact that we had only so many hours to record this morning, this didn't quite have the time. But Philip is going to introduce it, and we have a recording that we made last year of it.
All right. So Penderecki teamed up with Anne-Sophie Mutter and her foundation to compose a whole list of works, mainly for violin solo, but then in the Anne-Sophie Mutter Foundation, they take on a lot of young string players and musicians to promote their careers. There was a bass player who she took in called Roman Paculo, who works in Zurich, I believe. And she had Penderecki work with the two of them to create something for violin and bass. And I believe there was a concerto which was also performed with the Boston Symphony many years ago. This piece, however, is also actually quite recent. It was written in 2010, premiered in 2011. When I played it in my final exam at the Royal College of Music, the response I got was, it's like there's people throwing pans in the kitchen, because you'll see at the end, it's not a long piece, but at the end, things just kind of get out of control and we lose control, but it's supposed to happen. The extended techniques, at least on bass, I never actually looked into that much, but on bass, there's things like hit your knee against the bass, slap against the ribs, gliss with your bow in your hands. And I kind of did what I wanted to because I didn't want to hit my bass that hard. Anyway, we will show you what we recorded in, was it Waltham Abbey?
Waltham Abbey in Essex?
In Essex, yeah.
Yeah.
Juliette brought that crowd a very peaceful...
Telemann.
Yeah, brought the Telemann, lots of very peaceful music, as you've witnessed so far, other than Isai. And then we kind of left with a big bang. So just this is that big bang. So please enjoy. It's not the last piece.
Hope you enjoy it. And lastly, I am playing two pieces with my mum, Ilana, who's going to speak in a moment, and who's a beautiful pianist. I am so lucky to have grown up with such an amazing musician. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for her, that's for sure. And we are playing these two beautiful miniatures by Sibelius, and she's gonna take it from here and talk about it.
Hi, I'm very happy to be part of this beautiful project, and especially to collaborate with Juliette. It's always such a joy. In these amazing, sensitive and intimate pieces. We will play for you today Rondino and Waltz by Sibelius. These are two pieces out of many salon pieces that he wrote during the war. At that time, it was rather difficult to put up a piece that's large scale. And as such, I feel that it actually speaks of true intimacy and humanity, playfulness, kindness, and love. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the last piece. I hope you all enjoyed it. I definitely had a lot of fun preparing all of this for all of you. I think the most important thing to say right now is I hope you'll stay healthy, as happy as possibly can be through these quite trying times. And please enjoy the sunshine that we have at the moment and try to see the positive. It's been a pleasure making music for you all today. So goodbye.